What actually built a $500 million company? I met Adam when he was 28 years old. The 5 things CEOs try that make the problem worse. I'm gonna give you 5 different areas that you know are winners, but seem to be the mistakes that you as a CEO or as a team leader kind of get wrong. So the first one is strategic planning. I mean, what could be wrong with strategic planning? Strategic planning is great. Strategic execution is more important. What I've always heard is I'll take a horrible plan executed well over an incredible plan executed poorly. Number 2, hiring new blood. This team's not working, let's hire new blood. The problem is you're taking that incredible human being and putting them in a team and an atmosphere that just doesn't work. Number 3, workshops. Let's send our team, our leaders, to a workshop. Workshops are great, but unless you are committed to integrate the work on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, it's not gonna land up. Number 4, executive coaching. This is hard to say because I, in fact, am an executive coach. The problem is this: most executive coaching is one-on-one coaching. So I'm gonna have on a team of 5 incredible coached up leaders who know how to lead their departments, but do not know how to work as a team. And number 5 is a leadership retreat. Okay, I also do leadership retreats. The issue is this: a leadership retreat without any follow-up is kind of like going back to the strategic planning without any execution. So those are 5 things CEOs think are incredible, but don't always lead to success in the boardroom. Why your leadership team can't coordinate without you. If you're a CEO and you feel you have to be in every single meeting or nothing gets done, it's pretty simple that you come to the conclusion that your team doesn't trust each other. And that's probably true, but that isn't enough to understand and fix the system. The issue usually is when you have a bunch of people on a senior leadership team, they think that their first commitment is to their department or their division. They don't understand what their job is. When you're an executive team or a leadership team, your job is to make that leadership team the most important team in the company. Your job is to, what we call, share a promise. Now, it's not to have a goal, it's not to think about a goal, but it's actually to learn the skill sets. Call it coordination of action, call it the dance, call it how to honor your promises and keep them. A team is a group of people that share a promise that promises to the company and or to your customers. So that coordination system requires that your team members know what a promise is, they know how to honor a promise, but most of all, they know what to do when that promises break down. They know to have great conversations to overcome the breakdowns that happen when you make big promises. The problem with human beings is they think that things are supposed to go the way they're supposed to go until they don't. What great teams understand is that we will make big promises, we're gonna do as much work as we can to keep that promise, and when it breaks down, the way we share a promise is we recover, we apologize, and we plan together on how to keep those many promises that hold the company together, satisfy our customers, and reach our long-term numbers and our long-term success. Most CEOs don't realize that they are coaching a professional sports team. When you are coaching a professional sports team, you have a lot of stars, a lot of winners, a lot of individual contributors. That's not a team. What a team is the ability to get a bunch of winners, champions, and have them work together. And the only way you get individuals to work together is to practice. It's to go out on the field, it's to make mistakes, and it's to come back and review the tapes. Have the conversations. Have the conversations about why we won, have the conversations about why we didn't win. That's called practice. The Blue Angels do it. Every time they're out there, they come back, they land, they review everything that occurred, because when you're flying 18 inches from another plane's tail, you want to know what worked and you want to know what didn't work. As a CEO, you're coaching a professional sports team. Your practice are those conversations to demonstrate how we're honoring each other, how we're appreciating each other, how we're giving each other feedback, and how we're making each other better. It is never a one and done. What actually built a $500 million company? I met Adam when he was 28 years old. He was inspired, he wanted to move his company forward, but it just wouldn't budge. I brought in strategy, OKRs, I brought in accountability, and it was pretty easy to figure out who the winners and the losers were. We built a strategy based on our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you know what we did? We held everyone accountable through those key results every 30 days. By 60 days, it was pretty clear who was going to hold other people accountable and who was not. Who was going to hold themselves accountable and who was not. So we shuffled the team, and every 30 days, we got to a place where people were preparing. I would give them a call and say, hey, Brendan, sales is not where it is. And Brendan would go, awesome, what do I need to do? You need to prepare a presentation, you need to get in the room, you need to ask people for feedback so you can make your department better. It was OKRs. It was understanding that they were all in on the accountability for the success of the company over and above their own departments. And you know what happened in 5 years? Adam sold the company for $500 million. And I'm just gonna tell you, it went back to building a team that held itself accountable and building a team that understood that as a senior leadership team, their number one focus was the overall accountability of the overall success of the company. Why your leadership meetings feel like bad theater. Ever been to a bad play or a bad movie? Ever been to a high school play, a college movie? Bad actors, right? Because they're not telling the truth and they're not emoting real feelings. Sound familiar? Most meetings I was at before I decided to be a coach, people weren't telling the truth. People weren't sharing their real feelings. In fact, people hid everything inside. Great theater is when great actors are feeling real emotions, when they are telling you the truth. You watch the play and you say, that could be me. You cry, you laugh, you feel for the actors on stage. What you should be doing is creating great theater. You should be creating a place that is so safe that people are going to speak their truth, that people are going to share their feelings, that people are going to say what they want for themselves and for the other people in the room. And that takes time, and that takes practice, and that takes the setting, the director who's going to say, I brought you all here because I believe in you. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to build trust, and we're going to build truth to the work that we're doing. You should be building great teams. You should be building great theater teams. It's through those conversations where you share what you are really up to, why the work is important to you, how you feel when you're around these people, and share the truth, that you build incredible teams, incredible companies, and incredible success. Why leadership retreats don't stick and what changes that. Most people believe that the leadership retreat starts and ends at the leadership retreat. It ain't so. A leadership retreat starts months before the leadership retreat begins. What do I mean by that? To have an effective leadership retreat, you know ahead of time that the goal of this retreat is to build trust and to build conversations and to build dialogue and to build connection. To do that, before you even begin the leadership retreat, you need to do a SWOT. You're saying to yourself, of course I need to do a SWOT. You need to ask every person on the team, what are the strengths of this team? What are the weaknesses of this team? What are the opportunities and threats of this team? What do you think is holding this team back more than anything else? And then you share everything at the leadership retreat. I'm telling you, there's two wins here. Number one is you build trust with the individuals before the retreat. Number two, you share that feedback so everyone can look at it and know where they are. What happens when you spend 5 consecutive months working with a leadership team? I'll tell you what I felt. I felt surprised. I felt touched, moved, and inspired. I felt admiration. I felt pride. I'm working with a team right now. I'm 5 months in. We have been together for 4 hours every month for 5 months. This team argued out loud. This team never met outside of the confines of these meetings. This team did not trust each other. This team had high turnover. This team hated to be together. I don't even know if I can explain in words what I just witnessed, because I just was with this team this week. I saw admiration for each other. I saw people committed to the team more than their own departments. I saw honesty. I saw transparency. You know what I saw? I created an exercise where they each gave each other feedback on what they could do better based on 360s that they had just gone through that were really tough. And what was surprising, and maybe not surprising, is after they sat down with each other and gave each other feedback, they talked about what an amazing experience that was. They're gonna build their vision of themselves just as leaders based on that feedback. By committing to get in a room for 4 hours every month for 5 months, this team has completely transformed. They're honest, they're excited, they're having fun. They are gentle, they are calm, but boy are they committed and they are succeeding. They're succeeding big time. I think the most rewarding work you can do, in addition to building a great company, making a lot of profits, giving people growth opportunities, is growing people themselves. And specifically in a way where you're growing their ability to form incredible, long-term, honest, transparent, vulnerable relationships with the people that they work with. Because you know what? We spend a lot of time at work. So yeah, 5 months. It's only been 5 months. I can't wait, and I know I will be surprised at what this team looks like in a year. If you want to know more about how to build teams that coordinate action, please follow me below.